It has been 1 year since the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine war, and the conflict still continues to rage on. Questions remain unanswered, and the future of the region remains unclear. In today's video, we will take a look at the progress of the war and assess the current situation in order to understand the implications of the ongoing conflict. Hello, and welcome to Prime Time TV. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to receive more amazing content. Has Russia really been able to bring Ukraine to its knees? It is now obvious that Russian President Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine was a grave strategic error. But even though Putin's war has weakened Russia on the geopolitical stage, we must not overlook Russia's success in severely weakening Ukraine on the ground. If you are following the war, only three numbers are out loud on the battlefield: 1/5, 1/3, and 40%. Russian troops seized an additional 11% of Ukraine's territory since invading the country on February 24, 2022. Combined with land seized due to Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, Russia now controls nearly 1/5 of the country. Ukraine's economy has been crushed, with GDP falling by more than a third. Ukraine is now reliant on the US and Western Europe, not only for weaker weapons and ammunition deliveries, but also for monthly subsidies to pay its troops, officials, and pensioners. Ukraine's energy infrastructure has been destroyed or occupied to the tune of 40%. Ukraine has lost a lot more than the news shows. If we look at the statistics, a dozen indicators shed light on the outcomes and costs of 1 year of war in Ukraine. One of the most closely guarded secrets in Kyiv is the number of Ukrainian casualties. The Western press has provided little coverage of this issue, but reliable US government estimates put the number of Ukrainian soldiers killed or severely injured at more than 130,000. Roughly the same number Russia has lost from a population more than 3 times larger than Ukraine's. Furthermore, Russian forces have killed over 7,000 Ukrainian civilians, committed numerous atrocities, and forced nearly 1/3 of Ukrainian citizens to flee their homes. 8 million Ukrainians are currently international refugees. How is Russia faring amid the conflict? Russia is also paying huge costs because of the war. But so far, Putin has shown no hesitation about paying whatever it takes. Also, the most serious of these costs, like the loss of European markets for Russia's oil and gas, will be felt in the long run. In the meantime, Moscow has shown a lot of strength by adapting to unprecedented, wide-ranging sanctions. Even though Western governments say that these sanctions are killing Russia, Russia's income from oil and gas exports actually went up last year, not down. In spite of what most people in the West thought would happen, Russia's economy has not collapsed. The most recent data from the International Monetary Fund show that Russia's economy fell by only 2.3% last year, which was much less than what had been predicted, and the IMF expects it to start growing again in 2023. And since the invasion, the value of Ukraine's currency has dropped by 18%, but the value of the Russian ruble has gone up by 14%. How is the West helping Ukraine? This doesn't mean that Russia has come out as the clear winner on the ground. Since the middle of November, the fighting on the battlefield has been stuck in what we call a stalemate, with the net change in territory control favoring Russia by just 75 square miles. And while both Russia and Ukraine are getting ready for new major offensives in the near future, other things seem to be going in Ukraine's favor. One of the most important is that the US and European nations are giving Ukraine more and more deadly weapons, including battle tanks. Who is the real winner between the two? Putin's battlefield victories can't hide the fact that his war has been a huge failure from a strategic point of view. Putin hasn't wiped Ukraine off the map. Instead, he has given Ukrainians a stronger sense of who they are and more confidence that they can build a strong modern country. Instead of making sure that Ukraine would never join the European Union or NATO, he has made it more likely than ever before that it will join these groups. By making Europeans feel very afraid again, he has doomed his country to a new, likely long-lasting Cold War with a re-energized transatlantic alliance whose GDP is 20 times that of Russia. A year later, the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, is the most respected leader on the international stage, while Putin is the most hated. After one full year of battle, it is clear that the Russia-Ukraine war has been a turbulent and complex situation. With both sides deeply entrenched in their positions, it is unlikely that the conflict will be resolved anytime soon. Let's hope that Putin's failure in this case and the strength of the West will make Russia less likely to attack its neighbors in the future. What are your thoughts on the war? Who do you think will emerge victorious? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.